Welcome to the third video of our series, Trip Tips from 2.
This video will be about the New York Transit Museum located in Brooklyn.
Founded in 1976, the New York Transit Museum is dedicated to telling and preserving the stories of mass transportation.
It features extraordinary engineering feats, workers who labored in the tunnels over a century ago, and greatly transformed communities.
The museum showcases the constantly changing technology and design of a system that runs 24 hours every day, every year.
And that's one of the reasons why this museum is fitting for a school trip. New York City transit is a big part of everyone's lives.
Students can easily visit at a cost of $5 per person.
Here are some of the highlights that we found during our trip to the museum. The museum offers an assortment of interactive features such as a diesel hybrid electric engine. Students can also tour through a series of train compartments walking through time.
The museum also displays the story of how New York Transit came to be. It all began when Mayor Robert A. Van Wyck and banker August Belmont began constructing the new rapid transit subway at City Hall. On March 24, 1900, New York City was finally getting its first subway.
The subway was actually part of a large plan to keep New York standing as America's leading commercial city.
The project attracted hundreds of thousands of immigrants to New York. In 1880, 2 million people lived in the city. By 1900, almost 3.5 million people lived in the city.
And by 1920, more than 5.5 million people lived in the city. Subway routes ran over very different landscapes that often presented many hazards. Dangerous and difficult conditions lay ahead for the work crews who would be doing the digging.
A serious problem for work crews was the dynamite blasts, accompanied by rock slides. Rocks could break loose and slide into newly dug tunnels. During the last stages of subway construction, skilled artisans moved into new stations to install the finishes for the subway.
Carpenters built ticket booths of oak with fine raised panel details, blacksmiths created decorative railings, and tile workers installed mosaics.
The museum also shows that the forms of payments have changed greatly in time.
The earliest form of payment was small printed tickets. They were first used on the elevated railway networks that opened in New York and Brooklyn in the 1870s.
In the past, the price of a ride was set at 5 cents. Today's subway rides cost a great deal more than a nickel.
Today, as everyone knows, the MetroCard is used. This electronic fare card arrived in 1994. An electronic reader determines the information concerning the card.
It can be hard to imagine that only a century ago, people were using paper tickets. Thanks for sitting through that entire thing, even though I bet you skipped around.
Tune into our next video.